What is going on, guys? We're gonna be doing some normal UFC blocking today in a normal UFC blocking stance. But like, the reason I'm told, the reason why I did normal block, like when you block, I said it was MMA, UFC boxing tutorials. Cause if you're in, I did normal blocking in the tutorial, and you got if you're in the UFC or something, you might need to normal block in case of an emergency or something. So you should do those exercises and stuff to get your normal blocking. And right now we're gonna be doing normal UFC blocking today. I'm gonna show you how to practice your blocking, your UFC blocking, basically. It's pretty much the same thing, guys. So basically, when you're doing this exercise, you'll just start off with a little while at a time, a small while, very small. So after that, you won't struggle or get tired because you'll be doing the exercise over and over again, and that's how we'll build some fast skill. Basically, you won't. You'll do it a nice amount of times a day, and within the first 1 to 2 weeks, you'll notice drastic improvements if you do it about 3 or 4 times a week. You'll notice drastic improvements. It'll be better for you, but the block your blocking skill will be 100% better. It'll be a lot better, basically. Now I'm gonna show you I'm gonna demonstrate. After that, just continue doing the exercise until you're as good as you want to be. Simple as that. Now I'm gonna demonstrate it, what to do, how to practice it, the blocking exercise. Let's get to it, guys. We're gonna be doing southpaw today because I'm right-handed, and if you train in your right-handed stance enough times, then your body will eventually want to switch to southpaw, and that's when you probably should, and do southpaw for a while. Now we're gonna get to it, guys. Alright, guys, let's do it. So to practice your UFC stance, your UFC blocking stance. UFC blocking just kind of goes like this. Your hands are kind of slanted a bit, and you just fight like that. Now to practice, you're just gonna hold your UFC blocking stance up like this for as long as you can. Don't tire yourself out or struggle. Remember, you'll be doing this over and over again. Every once in a while, practice catching punches. Practice catching punches. Practice catching punches. You'll see. You'll get good at it. And then back to your UFC stance. Back to your UFC blocking stance. Then again, catch punches. Catch punches. Every once in a while, go in pure open palm. Nothing but open palm, and move around. Move around. Pure open palm, move around. Then back to your normal UFC blocking stance. Practice switching between normal blocking and open palm by just doing this. And then, practice catching punches. Every once in a while, practice catching punches. Move around more. Go to the lower area if you need to. If there is such a thing as going to the lower area for this type of thing, then go ahead and do it. But for the most part, I always see it up here somewhere. You could probably do it lower too, guys. I'm guessing you can. But remember, let's get back to it. Alright, now back to your normal UFC stance. Remember, you're gonna just practice being in your normal UFC blocking stance for as long as possible. You could throw some punches in there. Throw some punches in there. Punch and go back to your UFC stance, your UFC blocking stance. Punch. Back to UFC blocking stance. Hooks. Back to UFC blocking stance. Back to UFC blocking stance. Back to UFC blocking stance. Uppercuts. Back to UFC blocking stance. Uppercuts. Back to UFC blocking stance. Mix it up a bit. Practice your open palm. Moving around your open palm. Practice catching the punches. Practice switching. Practice catching punches. Uppercuts. Back to UFC stance. Uppercuts. Back to UFC stance. Uppercuts. Back to UFC stance. You could also do uppercuts or any type of punch, straights or hooks, and you could immediately switch to open palm as well, like that. Open palm, punch, open palm, punch, open palm, punch, open palm. Now that you know that, we're gonna demonstrate some different you could mix up the combinations of punches to whatever you like. Could be any one. I'll demonstrate some combinations. Punch, back to UFC stance. 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 Remember, you could do open palm immediately after you do a combo too for a different type of practice. Punch, open palm, punch, open palm, punch, open palm, punch, open palm. Now that you know that, I'm going to demonstrate some other combinations. Punch, back to UFC blocking stance. 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 Remember, you can go straight to open palm too. Punch, open palm. Punch, open palm. Punch, open palm. Punch, open palm. Remember, start small. Start small, build your way up. You'll be able to do it longer and longer, and you'll be better and better at blocking punches. That's it for today, guys. That's the full workout. Rinse and repeat to become better at it. You'll be good at your blocking skill will be amazing. Remember, you need to. I said you need to practice normal blocking too, in case of an emergency. If you're in an emergency when you need a normal block or something, I have some of that too. But as for this exercise, it's UFC blocking stance, sorta. What they do in UFC, they just hold their hands in a like a slant, sorta. Anyway, that's it for that, guys. You just practice that, rinse and repeat the exercise, and you'll become really good at it. You'll have to go longer. If you're doing punches, your punches will become lighter and stuff like that. That's it for the exercise, guys.